Hi guys, Sanjay from Savoys. Now we're at a site of a friend of ours who's across the road there. Helped him acquire this site in auction. Now I'm going to teach you about auction, about how I went about buying this property cheaper than the rest of the sites here, and I'll explain to you why and the options that we're going to have with this site. So follow me. So this auction happened about 4 weeks ago. We got the keys today. This site was offered to us as well. Now, what happened was it was owned by one landlord, as a lot of landlords do, they own blocks. So there was about 3 or 4 shops that were offered together for a substantial amount of money. We said no, and subject then brought this to our attention that this was for sale, and doing my research, I saw that next door sold for 310, another one sold for 300. This was on the market, didn't sell, so they chucked it in McHugh's auction. We picked it up, and he asked me, look, can you help me bid on it and just do your research, which I did with the help of CPC Finance and RFB. Looking at it, I saw that there wasn't much interest. If you see the area, if you see the shop itself, it's empty, and you know, it's going to be quite unique. Now, he wanted it to have it as owner-occupier possibly, and there's a lot of options that we have with the experience that we have, which we'll go through. A bid on it, our budget was £300,000, looking at the rest of the actual properties next to us. We picked this up for 259. That's a saving of £41,000. Now the options that we have, we can't get access to upstairs, by the way, because as I mentioned to you, it's not a VP, so there's a tenant upstairs, which is why we can't get access to this. Now this is right next to the station, so it's prime location. Excellent site for the price. Honestly, if it was offered for me for 259, I'd pick it up in a heartbeat. But speaking to him today, he's asked me what the options are. Now, we've got plenty of options. So upstairs is a 2-bed flat, which we can turn into a 4-bed HMO. I'll come to the numbers and everything in a minute, but 2-bed flat, which will turn into a 4-bed HMO. And then down here, you have the commercial element. If you see, there's a little garden area at the back. If you come over on here, I'll sort of give you a little sneak peek so you can see through there. And that's like a shared garden with the stairs going up. And obviously this probably was their lounge area or stocks, where they put the stock and stuff. You see shelving up there. And that was their kitchen area here, which is what the shop before had here. Now, what options would I give and why? Look, it's very simple. You keep the commercial as it is, keep a 2-bed flat. It's simple. It's worth probably around £300,000, as I said, with the comparables next door. But we don't do that. We like to make things a bit exciting and complicated and make more money. And how would we do that? Use our imagination and experience. So what would we do? Now the options are this. Keep it as it is, which is boring. We're not going to do that. So option 1, 4-bed HMO above, and you keep the shop downstairs. That will probably generate you roughly, give or take, I would say £30 to £100 a month above. I'm not sure what the shop, but the shop will give about 20,000 a year, maybe 15 to 20,000 a year approximately, give or take. That's option 1. Option 2 is have a 4-bed HMO above and separate the shop to about here, which you probably could do. That's where the steel's going across above. This is all supported with stairs as well. So around here, you can make 2 rooms down here. Now you get a 6-bed HMO. So automatically by getting a 6-bed HMO, £1,600 approximately to your rental income. And then you do a small shop like this, which probably would generate you £8,000 to £10,000. And it could be for a nail salon, a barber, someone like that. Someone you may want an office. So that's one of the options. Final option you probably have is to keep a 4-bed HMO above, separate this over here, and make a studio flat over here. And that will probably generate you, give or take, about £1,000 to £1,200 per calendar month. I know people will say, well, obviously you go for the option that gives you more money, but you're spending more money as well. If you just do a studio, you're spending less money, so you know, you've got to just weigh up your options here. What would I do? I would do a 6-bed HMO, because I think it would generate the most amount of income, your GDP would be the most, and you probably walk out of here with all his money plus some. And that's come with the numbers. So numbers for this, like I said to you, is 259. It's actually worth around £300,000. I'm confident that if we get a 6-bed HMO in here, the costings will probably be approximately, I would say, £100,000 to £120,000. That's because they're not massive rooms, and upstairs, like I said, is flat already, so utilities, everything's there. You've got utilities down here, so you've got no issues with that. Probably put no gas, just make it electric. If you look at the numbers there, so you've got 259, that's 120, that's 379. So with 379, I think this will be worth between £500,000 and £600,000, which means he'll walk out of here with money back and have the asset and get his rental income, which will cover the mortgage. That's the option I would go for that reason. Now look, a lot of people talk about strategies, and you know, I think long are the days gone where you just buy a house and just do a rear extension, a loft conversion, or do something on the side, spend so much money on it and then sell it and say, I'm going to do a flip and make money on this. Those times are gone. The reason behind that is, number one, you know, if you have to go through planning, you're going to have to wait and it could get not approved. So it's a risk factor. with all the prior approvals, permit development, all these rights that you have at the moment, you can take full advantage of them like we do with the commercial aspects, and you can convert these units. Your strategy is already there, the numbers are already there, you're adding significant amount of profit in that deal from day one. You can actually work backwards. So you can say, actually, if I had a flat here, it's going to be worth this much more. If I had HMO, this is what it's going to be worth. The council is actually saying to you, please come and buy these defunct properties, bring them back to life, and give us some residential. Because obviously they're trying to hit their housing numbers that they've been trying to hit for years, and still we can't hit those. So they want our help as developers to help them. So when it comes to strategies now, like I said, long are those days gone where you can try and do rear extension lot and flip. Those, I wouldn't say don't work, but I don't think they work anymore. They're definitely not as profitable as these strategies. So what I would say to you is, the reason that we follow these strategies is because, like I said, like our friend outside now, not only has he got a bargain here, he's actually going to get cash back when he refinances this and walk away. Now, if he walks away with 50, 60, 70,000 pounds back in his pocket, he can then put that towards another deal. You know, basically for him, yes, he's going to have to wait 4 or 5 months, but it's a no money down deal. So, you know, it makes total sense.
So I see you pick up multiple sites at auction. How do you find deals at auction and mitigate risk?
Do you know what, Ronnie, if I'm honest with you, look, and I've learned this with experience with the site that we've done, with the bank job that we're doing at the moment, is it's not, find the right site, find location. So this is right next to the station. The one that we bought, the bank, is next to the station, mainline station. So once I choose a site and I've got my heart and head set on it, saying I want to buy this site, I then do the numbers. So I'm like, okay, fine, let's compare what this property is worth to its neighbouring properties in the area. Once I get that, then I know what kind of bid I want to put in. Now I want to see the property, I'm going to visit it. Not that I always do, but I try. But once I get the plans and work out what I can do with it, I make sure it's not a listed building, conservation area, etc., etc. If I can actually develop this site, if the answer is yes, I then start saying, right, what can I do with it? Can I add flats to it? Can I make it HMOs? What can I do with it? And then I work backwards. So I'm now, for example, we're buying this site for 259. I'll say, right, we can do this to it. What's it going to be worth at the end? It's worth 550. So then what's my build cost minus that, minus everything else, and then I know what my profit's going to be. So one piece of advice I'd give you is you have to be in it to win it. And you know, this is one of the prime examples, and so is the bank. You know, the bank, I offered them, I told you guys, you know, £1 million roughly. I offered them, you know, before I bought an auction, like a year before. And then we ended up picking up for 765, there we go, 765 we picked up for. This is the same. He told me he got up to 300,000, picked up for 259. I've acquired another site, which we know we're going to go to as soon as I get the keys for it, and it's been on the market for 850. I bought it for 610. So if you're not in it, you're not going to win it. So the thing is, register yourself for that auction. Be ready to bid. As long as your numbers are right and you're confident with it, make that bid. Push that button, because you don't know, on the other side, that person's budget might be lower than yours, and you may pick up a bargain like we have. I said, I think 6-bed HMO because the numbers will be the best numbers. If you're not going to make it a big unit.
Yeah, no.
If you don't do a big unit, I would carve it here, make 2 rooms here, 4 above, it's happy days.
Yeah, it's good idea.
Worst case, what you could actually do, you can make it a 7-bed and just close the whole shop off, make it all residential.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think of that one.
That's the next door zone as well.
Yeah, you could do that. So you could separate, you could have 2 bills. You could do 4-bed upstairs, 3-bed downstairs. So you have to apply for licenses, 2 different licenses, not planning then. You can avoid planning. Otherwise, if you get planning, it'll be sui generis, so it'll be a yes or no. Whereas if you do it this way, you're keeping the shop separate, upper separate, 2 council taxes, 2 lots of bills, which I know is annoying, but you could do that. But they don't have to be planning. So that's another option we have. But it all depends. He's got a lot of interest from people that want to open businesses in this premises. So it depends on the numbers again. So we'll work on the numbers. All right, guys, we're going to do an outro now. So we're going to have to say bye because we're going to go to another site. You guys know that Savoys do the best events, the best educational events, networking events, and you know, our Elevate series has been a huge, massive success. And because of that, the bank's asked us now to go to Manchester. So we're going to be there the 20th of November. Click the link below for the hotel details and all the details for this event. You don't want to miss this. Trust me, click that link.